No, I finally did. I finally had to go to the doctor, and I'll tell you why. Is because I couldn't put any weight on my left foot. My big toe swelled up. I couldn't even put a shoe on. Anybody care to guess what it was? Just yell it out. Gout. The gout. The gout. Isn't that like an old geezer disease, the gout? Yeah, you know who gets the gout? Pap Pap. That's who gets the gout. Pap Pap has the gout. I'm not a Pap Pap. I'm sorry. My doctor's like, oh, Dave, don't worry. You're in good company. Both Ben Franklin and Henry VIII have the gout. Really? How about somebody from the 21st century, Doc? Can you come up with that? I'm like, yeah, you know who else had it? Moses. That's who had it, Doc. I think it was one of the plagues from the Bible. It was like frogs, locusts, the gout. That's what it was, wasn't it? Why do you think it took him 40 years to get out of the desert? Moses had the gout. He's dragging his foot around. They're going in circles. People are like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Come on. Find some shade, Mo. See, they could call him Mo because they'd known him for a long time. Quite familiar with him at that point. He said my blood pressure was high. He said my blood pressure was 140/90, and I know that's not good. He says, we're going to get that high number down. That's the systolic number, don't worry about that. It's the low number, the diastolic number, that's the one you have to worry about. Found out why. It's got the word die right in it. That's why you have to worry about it. I know. I went to the ophthalmologist too. Actually, I was getting my eyes checked. Just this week, I was getting my eyes checked, and my doctor says to me, he said, do you know, Dave, did you know that your right eye is out further than your left? I'm like, what? He said, yeah, your right eye is let out farther. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, you know, like Rodney Dangerfield. I'm like, no. He's like, here, look in the mirror. I'm like, looking in the mirror with my eye doctor. I'm like, I can't see it. He's like, I'm trained, I can see this. I'm like, you know what, you're trained to make people feel bad about themselves is what you're trained to do. I said, well, what is it? And he says, it's Graves' disease. I'm like, Graves' disease? I said, that's worse than having, the word grave is right in the disease. What do I have? What else do I have? Cascaditis? Is that what I have? But after I found out that I had the gout, I had to lose the weight. My doctor says you got to lose the weight. You got to get that trimmed down. And so since then, I'm down about 18 pounds. Since I found out I had the gout, and I know people are like, oh, you don't have to clap. I know it's not a lot, but it's certainly enough. My doctor said, or people say to me, Dave, are you on some special diet or an exercise regimen? No, my wife found a miracle drug. It's called methamphetamine. Have you heard about it? Oh my gosh. The pounds are just rolling right off. My dental bills, they are through the roof, that is for sure. I do have to thank my wife for helping me out. She's the one that's got me. She has me on a strict diet. She really does. We started juicing. Anybody juice here in the audience? Anybody? Okay, I'm the only person. All right. I know. If you don't know what juicing is you take all these different vegetables and you put them in a big blender and you mix them all up and you drink that down. And she bought something called a NutriBullet. I don't know if you know what that is. It's an upside-down blender that costs $275. That's what it is. I know. She made this one concoction. It was carrot juice, kale, and chia pet seeds. Anybody else eating the chia pet? I swear to you. I know. I choked it down. I'm like, ugh, this is horrible. I said, I've got better ingredients. I went into the refrigerator. I got milk, chocolate syrup, and ice cream. And I will most likely juice after the show if Dairy Queen is still open. That's for sure. My problem is I love to eat late at night. Anybody else eat late at night? That's what I do. That's what I do. I worry about getting fat and then I eat late at night. That's what I do. Here's a typical example. A couple of weeks ago, I was laying on my daughter's beanbag chair. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm eating a bowl of ice cream off of my chest, wishing I had a Klondike bar for dipping. On comes this exercise commercial. It says in 90 days you can have rock hard abs, incredibly toned body, you get taller, you get a tan. It's unbelievable, this thing. I ordered it in the mail. I read the instructions. Yeah, it's 90 days in a row. You got to do it every day. I thought I could spread it out like over a decade. But I do have to thank my lovely wife. She's a great gal. We've been married 4 years now, a little over 4 years. And my second time around is her third time around. And we met on the internet. Anybody else meet on the internet? Yeah. Couple people? Anybody? Where'd you meet? What'd you meet on?
Drinking.
Drinking? That's Craigslist casual encounters. I think that's how that worked out. No, what was that? Our time. See, people ask me that because it's my second time around. It's her third time around. And no, we didn't meet on our time. And if you don't know what that is, it's a website for singles over 50. And but we didn't meet on that. But I'm glad we didn't wait till we were older because they have one for people that are 65 and over. It's called Time's a Wasted. And yeah, they got another one for octogenarians, 80 and over. It's called Time's Up. That's it. You have no more time left. Yeah, their catchphrase on their website is "Your soulmate's in heaven." Terrible. It's terrible. Now, we met on Plenty of Fish, and there were a lot out there. A lot of bottom feeders on that site. That's what's a shame with that site. It was weird too, because she found me first. Isn't that kind of disturbing, if you ask me? It's a little disturbing. She found me on the internet first. And it was weird because, she was like scouring the internet, looking all the, she found me like I look for cheap hotel rooms on Priceline. Yeah. Yeah, there was no romantic proposal. She just added me to her cart. See, that's her dragging and clicking. So. I thought I was the love of her life. Turned out all she was looking for was a place that had free Wi-Fi and accepted pets. And a good cancellation policy, which I have. I do. 24 hours notice. That's it. So. Didn't think we had a lot in common when we first started going out, but we're both lefties. Where's my lefties in the audience? Anybody? A couple people? Right here. One lefty. Guy right here. I know, it's weird being a lefty. I know, I need special scissors to cut paper. She opposed the border wall. That's a far lefty, people. That's a far lefty. Now, come on up. You gotta give me one. You gotta give me one on that. We do have a lot in common. We both love to travel. We both love blues music. And we both have a CPAP machine. Isn't that awesome? Everybody else can't breathe at night? Yeah. And if you don't know what a CPAP machine is, it's a medical apparatus that has this mask that you strap on to your face when you go to bed at night. It blows air into your lungs while you're sleeping because you are too weak and pathetic as a human being to stay alive while you're in a state of unconsciousness. God forbid the electricity goes off at our house. If we ever decide to go on a camping trip, we'll have to hire a Sherpa with a bicycle pump. Mr. David, are you okay? Mr. David! Yeah, he's not waking up. Mr. David. It's the tire pump. Big pump. It's ridiculous. We put these masks on at night when we go to bed. It's like. It's like Top Gun in our bedroom every night. It's like I feel the need. People say, Dave, why do you have a CPAP machine? I'll tell you why. I've got something called sleep apnea. What that is for me, if you don't know what that is, when I fall asleep, usually on the back, the soft palate relaxes, closes down on my baby-like air passage, and I stop breathing. And after about 10 seconds of this, my brain is like, hello? Could you send some oxygen up here? Suddenly my brain sounds like Bernie Sanders for some reason. We need bigger infrastructure in your throats, universal health care. Why am I not president? I don't know, Bernie. Sends chemicals down, wakes me up. Now, if you still don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to do an impression of sleep apnea for you. Now, this is what it sounds like if you have sleep apnea. Now, if you know somebody that sounds like this while they're sleeping, you can go ahead and clap when you hear it, okay? So here we go. It's my impression, sleep apnea. Take one. Here we go. Sleep apnea. My impression, take one. No, wait, that's just snoring. That's just snoring. I heard somebody. Believe me, I appreciate the enthusiasm. Believe me. But you're swinging at the ball before the pitch has been thrown, so we're going to try this again. Sleep apnea? Take two. Here we go. If you know somebody that sleeps like that, you gotta get them a CPAP machine or they're gonna croak. And if you're like me and you don't have health insurance, you gotta go on eBay and buy one from a dead guy. Or go to an estate sale in a really nice part of town, you know? I mean, you don't want to go to a yard sale or a flea market out in Vandergrift and buy your CPAP machine. And get the SARS or Zika or monkeypox, my God. She and I were having a great time. We're having a great time being married. And the one thing I will say about being so happy and being married with my wife is, like I said, we love to travel. We were down in Florida not too long ago. Anybody been to Florida here? Anybody been? 3 people. Okay. Who's been south on 79? Anybody been south on 79? Anybody make it to Cannonsburg? Anybody been that far south? If you haven't. Just, who's eating Sarah's candy? That's all it comes down to at this point. It's very expensive. And we drove down to Florida. I will never do that again, and I'll tell you why. Because about halfway down, we drove down. We got into like North Carolina. We went to one of these pay-before-you pump stations, and it was like $4.25 a gallon. It was maybe $4.75 a gallon. I couldn't believe it. It was really high. I got in line. The woman in front of me was getting $1 worth of gas. $1. Where was she going to go on that? Maybe she didn't have to go far. Maybe she was just driving to the next gas station, you know? Top it off, she bought 2 packs of cigarettes at like $10 a pop. I guess she figured in about 20 minutes she'll be sitting on the highway waiting for a tow truck. She might as well have something to do while she's waiting. So I walk up to the counter all ticked off. I'm like, $1, where's she going? Give me 80 on pump 3. I walk out the door, I'm all preoccupied, watching her put her $1 worth of gas in. I got in my car, drove away, forgot to put my own gas in. Can you believe that? 20 minutes later, I'm sitting on the highway wishing I had a cigarette. Well, folks, that's my time, and I hope you enjoy that portion of the